Hey, AP Latin students. Hope you guys are doing swell and dandy today. Today we're going to be reviewing lines 50 to 91 of the Aeneid, Book 1. Just going to kind of talk through some things going on and everything here. Remember, I'll have some questions up for you on LMS to answer about reviewing the text and everything. Um, so in lines 50 to 80, we've got this kind of episode where Juno goes to Aeolus to seek for his help and assistance in bringing down the Trojans. Okay. And you've got Virgil does a really nice job of kind of painting some word pictures and everything to um, describe the scene. Um, one of my favorites there in line 52. I know we've mentioned this before, but you've got King Aeolus inside the vast cave. Okay, and it's one of the nice things you can do with Latin word order is you can actually give things different colors and shades of meaning. Um, so you can see King Aeolus, and then you've got the vast cave kind of surrounding him. And then you've got line 55. You have some really nice alliteration and onomatopoeia with the magno cum romantis. So you get this kind of rumbling sound from the mountains and the winds in Aeolus's country, Aeolia. A good name for it. And Aeolus has been, he's been given the task of calming the winds and being able to, release them and let them go at his bidding. And it talks about kind of in lines, I guess it is, let's see, 58 to 63, you kind of see Aeolus's role in bringing order and everything, and he's been given this by Jupiter himself. And it's important, one kind of thing to remember, Jupiter is oftentimes seen as a god who brings order and order to chaos and all that sort of thing. So if you look way back in Greek mythology, some of the pre-Olympian gods, you have actually near the very beginning you have chaos, and then like order kind of comes out of that, and the reign of Jupiter is kind of seen as that sort of bringing order. Okay, and then Jupiter, he delegates in particular here control of the winds to Aeolus. All right, and you have that nice picture of Aeolus kind of being almost like a horse trainer, giving reins to the winds and everything, and holding them back, and it's a really nice picture. Okay. Also, if you look at line 61, a couple other rhetorical devices to mention. One of them the book brings up is hendiadys, which is where you have two nouns that kind of convey a single idea. So him placing a mass and mountains above the winds, and the idea there is he's not like placing two different things. It's like a massive mountain is kind of the idea. All right. Let's see here. Also, you've got one of my favorite conditions in lines. Let's see here, 58 and 59. You've got the future less vivid. If he should not do this, then the rapid winds would bear away everything. So future less vivid condition. All right, and then we've got line 65. We have Juno addressing Aeolus and coming to seek his help. And this is kind of an interesting bit here too, because she she's described in line 64 as a suppliant or humble, and she is, as you know, she's quite a bit higher up in the divinity chain than Aeolus. All right. And she talks about you've got this hateful race that's sailing the Tyrrhenian Sea. That word inimicus is an interesting one too, because that's particularly used oftentimes to refer to like kind of personal enemies, people that you really can't get along with. The Tyrrhenian Sea, just geographically speaking, that is the sea that's kind of a bit north of Sicily and west of Italy. Okay, so the Trojans are actually, if they're on the Tyrrhenian Sea, they're actually relatively close to where they need to be. But once again, this is in medias res, and we haven't gotten to the storm quite yet. And then we have Juno offering. Oh, sorry. Missed one of my favorite parts. Line 69 talks about overwhelm the sunken ships. And this is a fun rhetorical device. Your book mentions down at the footnote mentions prolepsis, which is a type of anticipation. But this is also a really good example of one of my favorites, something called hysteron proteron. Okay, and hysteron proteron. It's not super common. But it's the reversal of the natural or logical orders of ideas. Okay, so overwhelm sunken ships. The idea is you need to sink the ships, and then they're going to be overwhelmed or submerged. Okay, so the it's kind of he's inverted the kind of logical order of those things. So it's kind of a fun little one. But hysteron, proteron, gotta love those Greek names. All right, and then you get Juno's offer of a very beautiful nymph for Aeolus if he does her bidding. The nymph is Deiopeia. All right, and remember, Juno is the goddess of marriage, so this is very appropriate and fitting, I guess, as something for her to offer. And she also talks about Deiopeia making him the father of beautiful children. So she is the goddess, remember, of marriage and of childbearing and that sort of thing. Okay, and then Aeolus answers with a lot of, I guess, humility, because as he is a much lower god, and he recognizes this, and he says, "Yours, O Queen, is the work to search out what you wish. It is right for me to do." To undertake those things, having been ordered, and then he says that you have given me the position I have, and he constantly puts in that word you. Okay, and it's very effective as far as kind of showing a humility and subservience to Juno, but rhetorically also, it is the phrase anaphora, I believe, is the term. So where you repeat a single word at the beginning of successive phrases. Okay. So he agrees to do what she asks. Okay. And then lines 81 to and we're only going to 91 today, but 81 to 91 is a description of a great storm, and storms of monumental proportions. This is another kind of common theme in epic poetry, big storms. So yeah, and you get the picture of all these different winds kind of creating a almost creating chaos, and he is kind of letting these winds go, letting them do their own thing, and rush upon the seas. And you see you've got a very small simile there, but he talks about the winds with a battle line, just as with a battle line having been made. Okay, so you get a small simile, not an epic simile, but a small simile. Okay, and it talks about the clouds snatching away the sky and the day from the eyes of the Trojans, and you kind of get this picture of night falling upon them, almost like death is imminent, and that's kind of what he says on lines 91. All things threaten a present death for the men. All right, so they're and you can see also that nice word picture on 91, that last line for today, that present death is kind of bracketing the line. So that's kind of like all surrounding them. So again, really nice word picture there. Okay, and kind of last thing, you may remember with Aeolus, there's also another famous story about him with Odysseus, and famous story is he gave Odysseus a wind to get back home, but just before they got home, Odysseus's sailors, he had also given Odysseus a nice bag, a bag of winds, but Odysseus's men were really curious about this mysterious bag that Odysseus had, and while Odysseus was asleep, his men opened the bag of winds and let all these winds go crazy, and blew them way far off course. So that's kind of another famous story with Aeolus. He is definitely a lesser god, but he still has, having power over the winds is important. Okay, and he is that other famous story as well in the Odyssey. Okay, to kind of think back on. All right. So that is what we got for today. Remember, I'll have some questions for you on LMS, so make sure you answer those. And for Monday, we're going to do lines 92 to 156. Okay, so 92 to 156, a little bit of a bigger chunk, but we're going to do that on Monday, because Thursday, you guys have that ACT practice, or maybe it's the real test, I don't remember. Anyway, you've got an ACT thing going on Thursday. And then Friday, we're trying to do this kind of a supplemental day to either catch up on work if you've missed anything, or just if you're all caught up to rest. So that's why you won't have anything till Monday. Okay, so for Monday, lines 92 to 156. All right. Love you all. Hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you later.